In this video, I'm going to give you some of my top tips for growing grass in the Midwest. The number one most important tip is you have to have seed to soil contact. What I mean is you need at least about a ½ inch of loose dirt, and that seed has to be touching the dirt. Now it doesn't have to be totally covered, but the seed to soil contact must be 100%. You can't have anything in between the seed and soil. You can't throw seed on just solid dirt and expect it to grow. You want to have about a ½ inch, 3/8 of an inch loose soil, and you need that seed contacting the soil. That's number one. Now my number two tip is going to be water. Now I don't generally recommend doing a big soak once a day. I'd rather water it twice a day with a little bit less water each time. So as you can see behind me, I have a large area here. I have timers, sprinklers, I have the straw roll. Everything's done. This was done last night. So I'm going to show you on close-up a couple of things I talk about. But I'd rather you water 10 minutes twice a day than 20 minutes once a day. And you can easily do that with water timers. And I'll show you a timer here that I've been using. It actually has 4 outlets. So you just have one water inlet and you can branch off to 4 sprinklers. That's going to cover a large area. It's set it and forget it. You don't have to worry about forgetting to leave your water on or shut it off. So water is my number 2 most important tip. And my third most important tip is you need to have it covered. Otherwise the birds are going to eat all your seed. Chipmunks, squirrels, you name it, are going to eat all of your seed up. So I prefer straw blankets. Now for 2 reasons. One, it's easy to unroll, cover, you put some stakes on it, you're done. And number 2, after about 10 to 12 days, I grab one end of that straw blanket and I pull it off. Do not leave a straw blanket on. I've done it both ways many years ago. If you pull that straw blanket off after about 10 to 12 days, you get much better germination rate. So my third most important tip, cover it with either loose straw or I recommend the straw rolls, but just make sure you take it off after about 10 to 12 days. If you use loose straw, you don't have to take it off. Just kind of cover it loosely and mildly. Don't go crazy with too much straw. Fourth most important tip, having an owl or a hawk. No, I don't mean having one as a pet. I mean a plastic or some type of statue of an owl or a hawk. You might be able to see mine in the background, but I'll show it to you up close. Mine's just a plastic owl. It's mounted on a stake and it has kind of a swivel, kind of a wobbly head. That's going to scare off a lot of birds and rodents because those are your number one little criminals of stealing your grass seed. Have some type of predator, whatever, even a noise maker, something that makes noise that will keep all those critters away and keep your seed on the ground. My fifth and final tip, you don't need to do anything, have patience. You're going to come out, check your grass, every couple days, and you're going to be like, man, nothing's growing. Just have some patience, it will come. I recommend at least waiting about 7 or 8 days before you're going to really see anything. And then all of a sudden, it's just kind of there. It kind of pops up out of nowhere. It seems to go from not doing much anything to growing quite a bit in a short amount of time. Wait about 7 or 8 days before you're really going to see something growing. Now I'm just going to give you some close-ups of the items I'm using. The timers, my owl, the sprinklers, just so you can see a close-up view of some stuff I use. And I'll also put links on how to buy this stuff off Amazon. Now here's a brass 4-way valve. I really only need a 2-way for this situation, but I plant and grow a lot of grass seed in different areas. So I just buy these 4-ways. And if you're only going to use 2 of them, you can easily shut these 2 off. But they are very handy. They don't cost much more than the 2-ways. Now this is my go-to water timer. It has 4 outlets. I can program 4 different zones. I can start the water at different hours. I can program it from 1 minute up to several minutes. And I can do from like 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 1 day, every other day. It is very customizable. These are some of the best water timers you can get for the money. And these are the Orbit mechanical sprinklers I like to use. They're fairly cheap, they're good and reliable, they stick easy in the ground, and they're easy to adjust. And here's my trusty owl that scares off all the little thieves that rob your grass seed. Now if you follow my top 5 tips, I guarantee good success with your germination. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful and informational, and I thank you for watching.